The three phases that are very common when you're getting into a narcissistic relationship, and that those phases are something that probably are based on how a narcissist sees themselves and how a narcissist also needs others for their purpose, the purpose to feed from them. So the first phase is the idealization phase, where they really, as I said before, shower you with love, attention, where they often go over the top and just make you feel so special. Often people that are in narcissistic relationships are confused because they say, when it's good, it's really good. No one ever made me feel this way. I feel like I was finally seen. Well, that's part of the scheme of the narcissist to really get you in. And the reason why the narcissist chooses you is that you are special. There is something the narcissist wants from you. The narcissist sees that there is really something that you represent, that they want to, for a lack of a better word, possess. And so then you are in that honeymoon phase, and it feels all wonderful, and then all of a sudden there is this sense of something changes. What happened? Now we moved in together, or now we decided to get engaged, and all of a sudden something switches, and from this adoration and feeling special, there is more this feeling of not being good enough anymore. And that's a devaluation phase, where the narcissist is gaining control by putting you down. It's the fear of the narcissist to be rejected, to be abandoned. And so the narcissist doesn't necessarily operate with love and empathy. The narcissist operates more with planning and control, and that control aspect says, well, so I have this person now in my little cage. Wonderful. How do I make this person not fly? I just gonna tell that person that they cannot fly, that they are not good enough, that they cannot even live outside the cage because they need me so much. And so any sense of empowerment or a sense of self or confidence or worthiness or whatever you want to name it will be systematically undermined through criticism, through telling them that they are wrong, and that's the part of the gaslighting where you just question yourself, and you wonder if you really are an incapable person, if you really are a horrible partner, if you really are someone nobody else would want to be with. And so that is where the abuse starts. And then there is a discarding phase, which basically means, okay, now I sucked you dry. I got everything I want. You're just a shell of who you used to be, a shadow of yourself. You're not very interesting. You don't look that great anymore. You don't have any friends anymore because I didn't allow you to have any. And so now I don't think that you're of any use. And I just gonna let you go. It can first be just with more withdrawal and have time for you, and I will talk to you. It can be, also a sense of physical distancing, refusal to have any kind of intimacy or communication until it leads then also to a sense of separation. And in the end, again, you're standing like in a place of complete powerlessness, and that is where the narcissist then also doesn't see you any longer as worthy of their presence and their time. Now, the discarding phase is not necessarily a we are over phase. It could be that you just start to collect yourself, start to build yourself back up, start to realize, no, I deserve better than that. And somehow, like with a sixth sense, the narcissist notices this. And then there is this hoovering phase where basically like a vacuum cleaner, it comes back and tries to suck a little bit more out of you. And so the narcissist will try to reel you back in. And this can look like after a separation that the narcissist calls and says, well, I was thinking of you. I just saw a little clip of an island where we used to go, and I just thought, like, man, this was the most beautiful time. Or then they pretend that they actually feel bad and that they had made mistakes, and they have sought out help, and now they are changed people, so they should try it again. And then they say that you were the only one who really mattered in their life, and they cannot really live without you. And that this time it will be completely different, and all those stories and lies you will be told, often unexpectedly. Boom, there is an email or there is a phone call, and it again destabilizes you. And naturally, lots of people say, oh, wow, here he is. Now I see him again. And apparently, they can see me now for who I am. Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you. And they go right back, and the cycle starts again. It sounds like the cycle of abuse, and in many ways, a narcissistic relationship and an abusive relationship go hand in hand. The point is just that this is something that repeats itself. I always tell uh, people and myself that we think we are very complicated. We think we are very unique. But at the same time, humans are also simple. Just like, maybe all animals in the world, we have a certain kind of simplicity and certain patterns that repeat themselves. And so those patterns that so many people were struggling with and stuck with, and really, told stories about and shared, those patterns are well known. And if you see the patterns, don't tell yourself, no, no, this is different. This is a complete different person. This has nothing to do with it. Well, as they say, if something, outside of your home sounds like a horse, it probably is a horse that's running down the street and not a zebra. So if something smells and looks like this is a narcissistic person, and this could lead into a narcissistic relationship, or maybe I'm in a narcissistic relationship, don't go into denial. Realize that this simply means, now I know who I'm dealing with. Now I know what has been done to me and what I allowed also to be done to me. It's not like that, we are necessarily the victims of the narcissist. There is also something we are willing to give, because the buttons get pushed, the leverage gets set into motion, and we allow it to happen. We have to be willing to realize that whatever we think is different from what it actually is a form of self-denial. And so the first step, and I'll get into this more in a future video, is to really realize that, yes, I am in a narcissistic relationship. I have been victimized by a narcissist, but I am not the victim, and I will not stay in this form of relationship because I owe it to myself. I cannot betray myself by staying longer. I owe it to myself to take my power back and find ways out. And how you do it, it's not always that easy, especially if there is a certain kind of dependency that has been created. But there are steps you can do that with, and we'll talk about it later. So thank you for listening. I hope this gave you some insights. As always, please subscribe to the feed. It means the world to me. And also, if you have any questions or comments, there is a comment section, and I love to hear from you. Hi, Dr. Friedemann here. Thank you for tuning into my YouTube channel. If you're interested in learning more about fear and anxiety, here you'll find guided meditations, webinars, and interviews with some of the most renowned experts in the field of empowerment. Delve into the over 230 videos and more to come every week.